Today, we gather here to reflect on one of the most fundamental and divine sets of principles ever given to humanity, the Ten Commandments. These commandments, carved in stone by the very hand of God, hold immense significance in shaping our lives, our communities, and our relationship with the Almighty. Commandment 1. You shall have no other gods before me. The first commandment calls us to recognize and honor the one true God. It reminds us to put God at the center of our lives, above all else. In a world filled with distractions and temptations, we must remain steadfast in our devotion to Him. Let us ask ourselves, what occupies the throne of our hearts? Are we putting worldly possessions, desires, or even our egos above our relationship with God? Embrace this commandment and let God be the guiding force in our thoughts and actions. Commandment 2. You shall not make for yourself an idol. The second commandment teaches us to refrain from creating idols or false gods. Though we may not carve statues of gold or silver, we can easily idolize material possessions, fame, or even other people. Our hearts should not be divided by such idols. Instead, let us remember that true fulfillment and purpose come from living in God's grace and following His path. Commandment 3. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord. The third commandment reminds us of the power of words. We must be mindful of how we use God's name, for it is not to be taken lightly or used in vain. Our tongues hold the power to build up or tear down, to bless or to curse. Let us choose to use our words to spread love, encouragement, and hope. Commandment 4. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. The fourth commandment encourages us to set aside time to rest and dedicate to God. In our fast-paced lives, we often neglect to pause and find spiritual rejuvenation. Embrace the Sabbath as a sacred gift, a day to commune with God, to find peace in His presence, and to strengthen the bonds with our families and communities. Commandment 5. Honor your father and mother. The fifth commandment emphasizes the importance of family and respect for our parents. Our parents are a precious gift from God, and their wisdom and guidance can shape our lives profoundly. Let us show them love, gratitude, and care. In doing so, we honor not only our parents but also the foundation of love and support that God has designed for us. Commandment 6. You shall not murder. The sixth commandment is a reminder of the sanctity of life. Life is a divine gift, and we are called to cherish and protect it, from the moment of conception to natural death. Let us cultivate a culture of compassion and love, seeking to resolve conflicts peacefully and supporting one another in times of difficulty. Commandment 7. You shall not commit adultery. The seventh commandment calls us to uphold the sanctity of marriage and the commitment between partners. In a world where relationships are often treated casually, let us stand firm in our commitment to love, honor, and cherish our spouses, seeking to build strong and faithful unions. Commandment 8. You shall not steal. The eighth commandment reminds us of the importance of integrity and honesty. Let us refrain from taking what does not belong to us and instead work diligently, using our talents and skills to provide for ourselves and to help those in need. Commandment 9. You shall not bear false witness. The ninth commandment urges us to be truthful and just in our interactions with others. Honesty is the foundation of trust and healthy relationships. Let us avoid spreading falsehoods, gossip, and slander, and instead, strive to be a source of encouragement and support for one another. Commandment 10. You shall not covet. The 10th commandment cautions us against envy and covetousness. When we focus on what others have, we risk losing sight of the blessings in our lives. Instead, let us cultivate a heart of gratitude, appreciating the gifts God has bestowed upon us and finding contentment in His provision. Dear friends, the 10 Commandments are not merely a set of rules but a divine roadmap for a fulfilling and righteous life. As we seek to embody these commandments in our daily lives, may we draw closer to God and to one another. Let us be guided by love, compassion, and grace, as we strive to become the best versions of ourselves. Remember, God's commandments are not burdensome. They are a pathway to true freedom and spiritual abundance. May the love of God flow through us, transforming our lives and inspiring others to walk in His light.